first things first, ladies and gentlemen, let me point out that the background content you're seeing is not in fact the PMDG 777. It's taken from one of our upcoming videos on my second channel, FlyBy Expeditions. Subscribe for amazing full flight content over there, by the way, but it's using the Captain Sim 777. I only have it as background footage to make the video thematically relevant, as we are talking about the 777, so please no hate comments about that in the comment section down below. And speaking of hate comments, this video is dedicated to all the haters in the comments who've practically been harassing the public with their ignorance, saying that the PMDG 777 won't be coming out till 2030 or something, despite the rest of the informed community knowing it's coming soon. Well, you've been proven wrong. The 777 will be released between the 25th and 30th of June 2024. Let me say that again, 2024. A few caveats do exist in this department, so we'll be getting to all that just a little bit later in this video. Speaking of 2024, PMDG has also briefly discussed how the product will be made compatible for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, which will also be releasing on November 19th of this year. Here's the video with all the details regarding the new sim if you're not up to date on all of that. On top of all this, PMDG have also laid out several new preview images and more that we need to check out in today's video. So, as usual, a quick word from our sponsor before jumping right into everything Boeing 777. Awesome is a free-to-download application software from macOS, Windows, and Android that allows you to remotely control your PC using your phone. As can be seen here, I can monitor my flight, control the cameras, and even move things around as needed without having to be anywhere near my monitor. The app does allow keyboard customization as well as mouse support, and can also support games up to 144 FPS. Once again, that's Awesome Remote, and you can find out more by clicking on the link in the description section of the video. Well then, the PMDG 777, specifically the 777-300ER variant, has an anticipated release date of the 25th of June, but the team have prefaced this statement by saying that this date will be followed up with provisional backup days extending out to the 30th of June, should that be necessary to address any last-minute issues. Now, there are a couple reasons why I think the release won't be on the 25th, but probably on the 30th or somewhere in the middle of these dates. Number one is that PMDG is a very detail-oriented company, and they'll want to push out the product only when they 100% know it's going to be in safe hands when released. And number two, the team had originally said there would be a 2-week notice period prior to release. The 25th of June is only a 1-week notice from today, so the 30th makes more sense in that regard as well. The team then goes on to say that the PMDG 777-300ER is the launch simulation for their new 777 product line for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The product line will eventually grow to include the 777F, which is the freighter variant of course, the 777-200ER, and the 777-200LR airplanes, each as its own unique product, allowing 777 fans to purchase only those pieces of the fleet that are interesting to them. I love this. It's consumer focused, it's not bundled, and I'm pretty sure there will be a small discount to those who have purchased other variants of the 777 family before purchasing future ones. PMDG fully expects the 777 to exceed the expectations of dyed-in-the-wool simulation aficionados like myself and casual simmers alike, with strong visual splendor mixed in with the highest level of technical simulation available for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which we have indeed come to expect with the products of PMDG in the past. Now, as much as I can't attest to this personally as I'm not on their testing team, I do have contact with a couple people on the testing team, and from whatever I've heard, it's one of the most beautiful cabin and flight deck experiences in the sim, so I can't wait to check it out both here on FlyBy Simulations as well as with full flights over on FlyBy Expeditions. What makes me even more excited is that this is PMDG's third product line within the sim, and why that makes me excited is that they have incorporated as much feedback from their DC-6 and 737 customers as possible in order to ensure that the 777 becomes our go-to airplane time and time again within the sim. The product comes with a fully detailed cockpit that was created using many modern tools, including LiDAR scanning and photogrammetry techniques to ensure the visual and contextual accuracy of the flight deck environment. And we can clearly see this from all these screenshots you guys are seeing in the background. There's different switches, buttons, levers, and sounds were all carefully crafted to ensure a magnificent flying experience, whether we are using a mouse on a gaming display or wearing our favorite VR headset. Once again, nothing surprising here, it's PMDG. We expect this level of fidelity, especially considering the top dollar will likely be spending for this product. I will say though that the VR functionality out of the box does sound awesome for those of you that are VR simmers. Really nice touch there. Moving on with Robert Randazzo's statement, with the PMDG 777 being a long hauler, significant attention to detail has been provided toward a fully customized engine and fuel consumption model. Leveraging the core of Microsoft Flight Simulator's atmospheric engine, the team have built an airplane that accurately reflects the performance and astounding range capability of this magnificent airliner. When running both short and long-range fuel scoring tests against both Simbrief and real-world operational flight plans, get this, the PMDG 777-300ER routinely landed within 0.3% of planned fuel burn, which is well within the margin of error even for real-world operators. Now, this is all very interesting in my opinion, specifically the part about leveraging the Sim's atmospheric engine to base all of these calculations on. We do know that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, for example, will have a slightly different atmospheric engine owing to all of the advancements they've made since the launch of the current Sim. So I wonder how many discrepancies might arise when porting the product over to the new Sim, but we'll discuss Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 in a couple minutes here in this video anyway. Speaking of long haulers, the team have also integrated Datalink via the HOPPIE network for those who are familiar and wish to use it, and the Datalink can be used outside of HOPPIE as well to bring in some useful in-flight data into the flight deck, as well as importing your operational flight plan from Simbrief, so Simbrief compatibility out of the box then. Awesome. Comprehensive customization options, which is something unique and powerfully part of the PMDG product line for many years, are present in force in this release as well, along with a detailed and feature-rich failure model that will challenge the skills of any pilot to real-world scenarios, and the sort of normal maintenance wear and tear that you'd expect to find with in-service 777s the world over. Now, once again, pretty interesting here, considering that the wear and tear line here might point to an actual persistence model that simmers have been looking forward to for quite some time. Essentially, persistence means that performing multiple flights with the same 777-300ER will have an effect on, say, engine performance, braking distance, and landing gear health, all of which are real-life considerations that pilots need to make. Of course, this isn't necessarily confirmed with the statement, but it would be pretty cool if we saw it in the Sim, and the wear and tear line kind of leads me to believe that that's the direction that PMDG are heading in. For the first time, PMDG have also included with this simulation a full detailed passenger cabin that can be reached by opening the cockpit door and walking through. Pretty exciting. The cabin is configured with 4 distinct seating zones, seat back displays, integrated cabin lighting that is tied to a modified simulation of, get this, the Boeing Sky interior to adapt lighting to follow day-night cycle changes, scheduled lighting changes to reflect all phases of flight from boarding to taxi and departure, meal services even, galley cleanup periods, sleep and wake cycles, etc. So just leave it to PMDG to make the most extensive passenger cabin simulation as well. Door arming indications and passenger signs are also fully integrated, with all cabin features being correctly and accurately assigned to their real-world power sources and controls. So, of course, you guys obviously know that the circuit breakers within this aircraft are also simulated, so you might be able to pull a couple of them and just basically take all power out of the cabin if you want to. I'm pretty sure all of that will be simulated, so you love to see it. The exterior model of the airplane is also magnificent, with many subtle details including exterior work lighting, gear bay unsafe warning lights, and the usual bevy of aircraft exterior illumination. Should be fun to check all this out in external walkarounds like the one you're seeing here in the background from our recent flight over on FlyBy Expeditions. It was actually quite beautiful. We took the Singapore Airlines 777-300 from Hong Kong to Singapore, of course, so you should definitely check it out. The sound model provides a fully featured audio experience for the user, changing to reflect the sound environment as you move about the exterior of the airplane or from the cockpit to the cabin and back again. I don't think the sounds are as attenuated as, say, the Phoenix A320, where the sounds change even within the cabin seat by seat, but a more than decent sound experience should be coming to the 777-300ER on launch. There are many other new features as well still to come according to PMDG as they continue development through the rest of their 777 fleet, and they will be made available to us as free updates to keep our PMDG 777 running fresh well into the future. Now this next part is pretty exciting and bodes well for more updates. Over the coming week, the team will be highlighting some features and areas of the airplane that they think we will find interesting, and we can expect to begin seeing the airplane in video with many of our favorite streamers in just a few days. Now I can't wait to check out some of those. Once again, I'm not part of their team in this regard, but I'll definitely be looking out on Twitch and YouTube along with you folks. Finally, to end off the information post, Robert Randazzo gives us a summarized version of frequently asked questions about the product. Starting with, number 1, the pricing. Well, this is going to be announced prior to release. That's all that they say about this. Now, I would venture that this would be somewhere in the region of 80 to 100 US dollars. That's what we have come to expect with prior PMDG 777 and 737 products. But once again, from everything you might have heard, you know that you're paying top dollar to be able to get the top quality in the sim as well. So once again, I'll keep you guys up to date with all the pricing information we get as we get near to release. Next up, marketplace availability. Well, the product will be made available via the marketplace, but it will happen a few weeks after the product releases on PMDG.com. The delay allows the team to rapidly iterate any fixes that may be necessary in the immediate post-release period. Updates to the marketplace as a result of Microsoft Flight Simulator's own policies can often take several weeks, so PMDG want to release on the marketplace when they know that they have a stable and ready version of the 777-300ER, which in my opinion makes perfect sense. Then we have the million-dollar question, of course, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 compatibility. Well, based upon publicly available statements from Microsoft, PMDG say that this is not a concern. They have not seen Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 yet themselves, which was interesting news to me. I would have considered PMDG to be in bed with Asobo just like Airsoft or AnyBuilds are with their products, but apparently not. As a result, PMDG are basing this feedback upon Microsoft's communication that products are compatible between platforms. So once again, in this video, we talked about how all products should be backwards compatible between Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Finally, the paint kit for liveries, as well as the SDK for developers and third-party add-on makers will be available at release. So as soon as the product comes out, expect some of your favorite liveries and so on to start coming out, along with, of course, PMDG's own liveries that will be coming out with the product on launch. And that's pretty much all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. No more Captain Sim, to say the least, but I might still use their other 777 variants on the second channel just for variety until PMDG releases their versions. Lots of exciting news to look forward to, and I'll definitely be making follow-up videos up until the release of the 777-300ER in around a week or so's time, especially to address the new airplane features to be showcased by the team, as well as pricing and so on. That said, if you guys enjoyed and found this video useful, please consider giving it a like. It definitely helps me out with the algorithm. And also subscribe to the channel. We're less than 100 away from 30,000, where there's a massive giveaway also happening. And also hit the notification icon to stay up to date with all flight sim news. Also, as mentioned multiple times throughout this video, please consider checking out our second channel, FlyBy Expeditions, as well, to watch some heavily edited full flight masterpieces within Microsoft Flight Simulator. Put a lot of effort into those videos and definitely looking to get that channel off the ground. With that all said, thanks for watching and thanks for flying by.